the frost on a rose. Winter comes for us all. Oh, how nature acquaints us with the nature of patience.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So obviously from the title and my background, we are going to talk about the holidays for a little bit. There are just a few things that kind of came to my mind that I just wanted to share with you guys that honestly are super practical things to help you get through the holidays if you are dealing with a chronic illness. Now, I know not all of these things are gonna be able to work for some people, and some things will work for some people. Obviously, it just depends on where you're at. But the reason why I ultimately wanted to share this video was last year for Christmas, for me, Christmas Day, I had a really bad episode, and it was unfortunate. And so coming up this year, I prayed. I've been asking the Lord a lot too. I'm like, I want to enjoy the holidays for what it is, and especially Christmas, and the reason why we celebrate Christmas in the first place. And you know, and this is not abnormal. Like, you know, our world is busy, it's fast, there's so much going on, there's gifts, there's like all the decorating, all the stuff we, you know, think we need to do or have to do prior to the holidays or for the holidays, when really that can a lot of times overshadow the whole reason why we get together with family in the first place. So I did make a few notes because I didn't want to forget what I was going to share with you guys. This is going to be a quick video, and I hope it's helpful. If this did help you in the end, just give it a thumbs up because it lets me know that I'm at least helping a couple of you guys out there. So basically, tips to keep your cool during the holidays. First of all, I want to talk about decorating. Some of you may be super into decorating and some of you may not. For me, my style in general is pretty clean line, simple. I don't overdo it. Sorry, Mama, if you see this video, like my mom did when we were growing up. Like literally, Christmas threw up in our house. It was that extensive. I'm not even exaggerating. And so I'm just not that way. If you come into my home, I'm very modern but homey, very clean, simple. And for this year, I even scaled it back even more than I normally do. This year I found this tall skinny tree at a garage sale for like $25, and it's sparse and it's rustic looking, and I just think it's really cool. It also pulls in my style, but this was so easy. It's one piece. I just had to get one of my kids to bring it up here. I did minimal decorations on the tree, called it good, put a tree skirt up on my mantle. I don't know if you can see it all. I posted a picture of it on Instagram, but once again, I kept my normal decor that I do keep up there, but I just added a couple little pieces like these cute little gnomes. Like I said, I'm not sure, I can't tell in the viewfinder if you can see it or not. And just some acorns to kind of go along with the theme with the trees that I have going. Also over here on by my fireplace, I have a nativity scene that my in-laws get me a piece every year to go to the set. And obviously this is the reason for Christmas to me. And so I'm always going to put out this nativity set, and I absolutely love this one. And then one other thing, honestly, I did not do anything else except I maybe have like a little pillows here and there. I changed out my pillows. That was simple though, because I already had stuff. And so I just put my pillows that I normally have in my tote, pulled out the Christmas ones, easy, super simple. And the last thing that I did was over on my banister. You can't see that obviously, but we have a lot of stockings, and because we have 6 children and now 1 is married, and then we also have a stocking for our 3 dogs. Yes, we're extra when it comes to that, but my mother-in-law, she made homemade stockings for every single one of us. This is mine, and so I have these hanging all along our banister, and our banister is just the right size to fit all of our stockings. So for decorating, keep it minimal, guys. You don't have to overdo it. But I wanted to say, if that's something that brings you a ton of joy and you really love decorating for Christmas, go all out then. Because I've said to a lot of you guys on a regular basis, doing things that you love bring you joy, and joy is going to help heal you. It just will, okay? Next, I'm going to talk about shopping. For me, my love language is gift giving. I am a gift giver no matter what time of the year it is. If someone comes to my mind or if I think of something, that's just who I am. I love giving gifts. And so, as you can imagine, for the holidays and with so many children and relatives and things like that, and then trying to heal and, brain fog. I don't want to talk too much about being sick in this video. I just want to tell you where I'm at and how I'm gonna do things this year. So for me, being the giving of gifts is huge to me. Like, that's just my thing. I have to really lay things out because I am a little extra, okay? I not only do regular gifts to our kids and family members, but I do stocking gifts, and on top of that I also do gay gifts. Now the gay gifts I only do for our children and some parents, but that brings me joy. Like, I enjoy brainstorming and thinking what is something like really funny that maybe happened this year that like I can give to them as a gift that, that type, obviously a gay gift. I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. But with all of that and all the people that I have to think about and shop for, this year especially, I decided, because of last year, I know I left things way too last minute, and that's just not good for even somebody that's healthy, okay? So what I did was I have already got my gay gifts out of the way. They are done. I have not wrapped yet. That's a whole different thing too. I'm not going to touch on that a lot, but I personally love wrapping gifts. And so that actually is going to be an enjoyable thing for me. I actually tell other people, I'm like, hey, you want your gifts wrapped? Bring them over. I seriously will wrap your presents for you. I love it. But so anyways, I have the gay gifts already, and now my next focus is going to be main gifts. And then last, I'll focus on stocking stuffers. I will not try to rack my brain trying to focus on all three of these categories all at once. Also, I have a notebook where I have a person's name and I write gay gift, stocking gift, regular gift, depending on the person, obviously. And I mark things off as soon as, say, I order something, or if I get it in the store, I check it off and then I don't have to worry about it. So I definitely am organized and I have a system. And so obviously I wrote on here, don't do everything all in one day. I do a mix of online shopping and in stores. Now I know a lot of you going into shopping malls and things like that is not easy, but like I've said in other videos and a lot of times on Instagram, honestly, one of the major ways to get better is to expose yourself to things that are hard, okay? You don't have to be at the mall for hours, but maybe even if you have a goal of just going to one store, like say there's an item at this particular store that I would love to get, I encourage you to go do it. Take a family member with you, take a friend with you, go to that store and go get it. You'll be really proud of yourself, okay? Let's see, expectations versus reality. I'm just gonna read what I wrote. We can't do everything and we won't always please everyone. For an example, a lot of you know we are a blended family. So my husband and I came together, we each have 3 kids. So obviously our kids have another set of parents, and then, you know, okay, rewind a little bit. So it is impossible, it actually is physically impossible between just Christmas Eve and Christmas Day to be every place in those 2 days. It just is not possible. It's not realistic. I live in North Dakota as well, and so usually, you know, you have to drive a good distance between towns and things like that to see different family members. And so what we've done personally with our family situation the last few years, and it seriously has decreased stress tremendously. My side of the family lately, I'm not saying we're going to be able to do this every single year, but it's been working the last few years, and I'm really grateful for that my family has worked this out on their ends as well. But we add an extra day to Christmas. So usually right before Christmas Eve, the weekend before, specifically this year, we are going to have Christmas Eve, and I'm hosting it at my place. And we just found that it cuts down on, you know, not just for me as far as traveling, because we have to go, I live in Bismarck, and so if you're familiar with North Dakota, we a lot of times for Christmas Eve or Christmas Day need to drive to Fargo, and that's about 2.5 hours, but this way it makes things not so rushed. And also with our kids, it gives us a little bit more cushion, and we feel like we don't have to rush through Christmas with this side of the family because we got to hurry up and get to this side of the family Christmas. So I hope that makes sense. So if you have to do it on the weekend or add an extra day, talk to your family members about it, because it seriously has helped so much. As far as, I just wanted to throw in here, if you have to travel and be in the car for an extended period of time, if that is really difficult for you yet, sometimes it's hard for me, sometimes it's not. And so the only thing I guess I can say to you, you know, I've talked about oils before. If you get nauseous, maybe check out ginger and peppermint oil. That really helps with nausea a lot. I know there's wristbands out there, and if it's really severe, maybe talk to your doctor and see what you can do. But on a just practical thing, something very simple, what you can do is take breaks. If you have to drive for 3 hours, maybe give yourself enough time that maybe every hour you get out, you walk around, you take a break, you give your eyes some time to adjust, and so you know, because a lot of you, especially with triple PD, will understand the whole peripheral thing when you're driving and cars coming by you, and it just can really make you dizzy and mess you up. So take some breaks, okay? I'm winding down here. As far as if you bake for the holidays, so obviously I'm using myself as an example here. I am hosting Christmas, my side of the family, at my home. Now, when it comes to baking the meal, I have an incredible husband. He does a lot of that. Like, he is incredible at either doing prime rib, turkey, whatever it is, and the stuffing, and he's just excellent at that. I'm more of the sides, and also I bake the goodies and the yummy treats. I do the puppy chow, the Oreo bonbons, all the delicious stuff that all of us should not be eating, but we do it. It's Christmas. We love it. And so usually I make a ton of Christmas goodies. Now, I enjoy it, and I also don't enjoy it. It's unfortunate because my #1 request every single year to make are my Oreo bonbons and puppy chow. The puppy chow, super easy to make. The Oreo bonbons are super time consuming. So obviously I'm giving you obvious like tips here, guys. Those Oreo bonbons I can make in advance and freeze them, because they do take so much time, and I don't make just like 1 or 2 batches, guys, because my family is pretty big, and I like to bring goodies every place I go for Christmas and do like goodie treat. I was gonna say treat bags, but they're not bags, but just platters. There we go. And so I make about 5. Sometimes 5 batches of Oreo bonbons, which takes some time, okay? So obviously do the things that you can in advance. as far as that goes, and freeze things. Also, if you are hosting Christmas, do not feel like you have to make everything. This year, I am going to reach out to my family and be like, hey, can you maybe bring some veggies this year? Can you bring the drinks? Can you bring that? So it's not all on you and not so much pressure on your, everything else that you have to prepare for everyone to come. And the last thing, oh, no, but it's not my last thing, but we're winding it down here. The next thing is, do not be afraid to excuse yourself from the room, meaning like when all the festivities are going on, whether it's for Thanksgiving coming up here or Christmas, or if you have a big family, it can get really loud. And a lot of people with triple PD, vestibular migraines, undiagnosed anything, a lot of people deal with tinnitus and also just the fullness in your ears. And obviously when you get a room full of people, symptoms start to elevate because you can no longer, it's hard for you to focus in on things. So do not be afraid to excuse yourself. I know last year I did multiple times. I did not stay away for a long time. I left, I'd go in my room, I'd just chill out for a little bit. There's no shame in that. Honestly, you are gonna be way better off and be more present with your family if you can just take a time out for a minute and be like, hey, I just need a second, I'll be right back. Just know that that's okay. And honestly, if you have family members that don't understand or don't get it, let it go. Brush it off. If they don't understand, that's not on you. Don't let that hurt, the way you feel and what the joy you want to have over the holidays. It's not selfish, okay? Just let things go. And that ties in with the last thing that I wrote down. Just try to take it all in. Try to go past maybe the symptoms that you're feeling or the struggles that you're having symptom-wise, and try to focus on the joy around you. Guys, I get it. That's not easy, but try to zone in, like say, if you got little kids or older kids, honestly, it doesn't matter if you have kids or not, or even if it's your grandparents or aunts or uncles, whoever you're closest to. Say you're feeling symptomatic, okay? People are opening up gifts, different things are going on, and you just can't get past the dizziness, or you can't get past, you can't focus in on things or whatever. Just seriously, wherever you're at in that moment, whatever techniques you've learned, take those deep breaths and just, honestly, a lot of times I pray and I just say, Lord, I want to see the joy in this moment. I want to feel joy in this moment. I want to see, because especially I'm a giver. So watching my kids open up what, I got them for Christmas, well, my husband and I, like that brings me so much joy. So I'm like, I just try to focus in on their smiling faces. I know that may sound cheesy, but unless you are dealing with something like this, you don't realize how big a deal those moments are, I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say. I really don't take anything for granted anymore. And I really have gotten to the place of like, yeah, this stuff may be going on, and it may be loud, it may be crazy, there may be kids screaming, and I may be feeling these certain things, but I am going to just try my best to focus in on this one person, this one situation, and the joy that they're having in this moment, and try to get the focus off of myself and the symptoms. I'm not saying, the stuff's gonna disappear, but it's just trying to get my mind and my focus in on somebody else and just take it all in, okay? So I just want to leave you with that. I know the holidays are not always easy for everyone, but I just want you to just Find those moments of joy. Zero in on those people's faces when they're in joy and happiness and appreciation, and don't sweat the small stuff. If you guys have, if there's family drama or whatever, just zero in on what matters most, okay? I'm just gonna end it here. I really hope these were helpful and just encourage you to just really just take it back a notch, step it back, and just realize, you know what, we are human beings. Remember what Christmas and the holidays are all about in the first place, and just really try to like zero in on your family and love on them, because ultimately the Lord loves that more than anything, is family and connection. So just know, as always, I am praying for you guys. I am praying for a great holiday season for all of you, and believing that things can turn around in an instant. So I'm gonna go now. Love you guys. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.